Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Once again, I'm here to discuss to you the chapter 2 of our book entitled Assessment of Learning 1. So for this night, we're going to learn more about the this topic. No? So at the end of this discussion, we're going to distinguish, you are able to distinguish among measurement, assessment, and evaluation. And you'll be able to explain the meaning of assessment for, of, and as learning. No? So with a change of focus in instruction from content to learning outcomes, came the need to redefine and clarify the terms used to determine the progress of students towards attainment of the desired learning outcomes. Now, so these are the measurement, assessment, and evaluation in outcomes-based education. So, let's start with the measurement. When we say measurement, it is the process of determining or describing the attributes or characteristics of physical objects, generally in terms of quantity. No? So, when we measure, we use some standard instrument to find out how long, how heavy, how hot ba yan siya, how voluminous, gaano kalaki, no? Or how cold or how fast or how straight some things are. So, these instruments may be, pwede yung ruler, scale, weighing scale ba yan siya, thermometer, or pressure gauge. Go. Okay, when we measure also, we are actually collecting, quantitative information. When we say quantitative, that involves numbers, no? Let's say, your height might be 5'6", no? Or ang timbang mo ay 55 kilogram. So all this quantitative information or data, yan yung minimin natin na dinidescribe natin yung attributes or characteristic ng something. For example, i-describe natin kung gaano kabigat yung isang sako ng bigas. No? So, 1 sack of rice, young master, no? So, describe daw natin, according dito, ang measurement ay pag-describe, no? Or pag-determine ng attributes. So, when we describe, it needs to have quantity, no? So, timbangin natin. So, let's say, that rice weighs 50 kilogram. So, ang 50 kilogram na yan yung quantity, no? So, meaning to say, to measure is to apply a standard measuring device to an object. So, in this case, sa isang sako ng bigas, we use weighing scale, no, to identify the 50 kilogram. No, group of objects, events, or situations according to procedure. So, meron tayong dalawang example at two types of measurement. The first one is the objective. That is kapag nagte-test ka ng something or kapag nagme-measure ka ng something. One example is yung isang sakong bigas, no? Or kapag mayroong testing na nangyayari. Another one is kapag another type is the subjective. It is about the perception or measuring the perception. Yan yung mga Likert scale, no? Likert scale, no? Yan yung tinatanong kung ano yung perception mo sa isang bagay. Do you strongly agree? Or you agree lang? Or neutral ka lang dyan? Or you disagree? Or you strongly disagree? So, yun siya ay under the subjective. Ang tanong ngayon, ma'am, you said na when you say quantity, that involves numbers. No? So, in the case of the subjective one, eto siya, it is a special case because when you use the Likert scale, yung strongly agree dyan, ay meron siyang equivalent na number, no? Kapag magsastat na, no? So, si strongly agree, 5 yan siya. Si agree, 4. Ito, 3, 2, 1. So, yan yung magiging scale niya. No? It's just that ito yung verbal interpretation ni 5. So, still, it involves number. So, this is still under the measurement. Okay? So, the next one is we have the assessment. No? When we say assessment, it is the process of gathering evidence of students' performance over a period of time to determine learning and mastery of skills. No? So, the overall goal of assessment is to improve student learning and provide students, parents, and teachers with reliable information regarding student progress and extent of attainment of the expected learning outcomes. No? Examples ng assessment ay yan yung mga after the class, yan yung binibigay natin. After the discussion, binibigyan natin sila ng pa-quiz, pa-oral, or pa-essay ba dyan, or mga research paper, or anything na ginawa ng bata to measure or to see or to gather, or to know the evidence or evident na okay yung performance niya, or nag-progress ba or nag-improve ba yung knowledge niya. That's assessment. No? So there are a lot of tools that we can use in assessing the students. No? So with that, we can assess a person's knowledge in a number of ways, but we need to infer from certain indicators of understanding through written descriptions. No? So, inshallah, we'll learn more about assessment in this subject. So, we'll learn more about ano yung mga kinds of assessment na pwede natin ibigay sa mga bata. Okay, the next one is the evaluation. When we say evaluation, that originates from the root word value. No? And so when we evaluate, we expect our process to give information regarding the worth, appropriateness, goodness, validity, or legality of something for which is reliable measurement has been made. No? In short, evaluation is the process designed to provide information that will help us to make judgment about a particular situation. Kumaga, may evaluate natin yung isang bagay kung magkakaroon ng assessment. No? So, after the assessment, magkakaroon din tayo ng judgment. Kumaga, if yung bata is naka 74, so our evaluation to that is fail. Or, ang judgment natin dyan, yung bata ay not able to learn. No? So, wala siyang natutunan. Or konti yung natutunan niya. Kasi, yun yung lumabas sa assessment. Did you get it? No? So, yan yung evaluation. So, we will base our evaluation kapag nakita natin or kapag na-assess natin yung isang bagay. So, yun yung evaluation. So, there are two broad categories of evaluation which will be discussed more sa mga next lessons natin. But, pahapyaw lang, these are the formative evaluation and the summative evaluation. Okay? So, ang formative evaluation, it focuses on the process. While the summative, it focuses on the result. And later, the next lessons, we'll learn more about that. So, let's proceed to the next lesson. We have the assessment, the approaches to assessment. Okay, so, in this slide, you can see a figure here, Sa assessment, meron siyang mga approaches. We have the assessment for learning, Yan siya. Assessment as learning and assessment of learning. So take note of the prepositions that we have used here, for, as, and of. they may mean the same thing. Kasi ma'am, same lang yan sila, assessment. But, when you say for, as, and of, they differ from each other. So, let's learn more about that. Okay. So, when we say for learning, teachers use assessment results to inform or adjust their teaching. Kung kapag malaman nila na bumagsak yung mga bata or majority sa mga bata ay mababa yung score, meaning to say, si teacher ay mag-a-adjust ng kanyang teaching. So, that falls under the assessment for learning. So, ang gagawin ng teacher, babaguhin na yung methods niya, o di kaya magkakaroon siya ng another quiz or another way of assessing the students. No? Yan yung assessment for learning. And we have also the assessment as learning. No? Kapag as automatic, that's self-assessment. No? Hindi ang alam kasi natin about assessment is that ito yung binibigay ng teacher sa mga bata to know kung may natutunan sila. But no, in assessment, meron tayong assessment as learning. Yan yung assessment by itself na that is already a form of learning for the students. Kumbaga, yung self-assessment nila sa sarili nila is already a form of learning for them. No? Parang at the end is parang marirealize nila na natuto ba talaga ako? Yun yung assessment as learning. Kasi if hindi ma-realize ng bata na may natutunan siya or wala siyang natutunan, that means wala siya sa learning process. No? Kung pumasok lang siya para sa attendance. Pumasok lang siya para makita ni teacher. No? Yan yung minimi natin ng assessment as learning. Kung at the end is concern siya sa learning na makukuha niya inside the classroom or makukuha niya from you or makukuha niya from classmates or from the textbook. So it is very important no na yung bata is may ma-realize siya or at the back of his or her head, magko-question siya na may natutunan ba ako? Kasi kung wala, then may gagawin siya dapat. No? So it's more it's not sa mga teacher na kundi it's for it's at the end it's not for the teacher's concern but it's the student's concern na, no? So kung na-fail tayo dito as teacher, yun yung mahirap i-identify. No? That's the challenge, no? Kaya nga, it's very important na to ask at the very end of the class na, class, may natutunan ba kayo? Or, class, ano ba yung hindi nyo natutunan? Or, ano ba yung mga clarifications nyo? Kasi at the end, sila yung magbe-benefit sa learning, no, na makukuha nila dapat inside the classroom. And then we have the assessment of learning. No, that's usually given at the end of a unit, a grading period, or a term. So, the purpose of this is to assess learning for grading purposes. Okay? So, again, ito yung parang ginagawa natin always, yung assessment of learning for grading purposes. Para may ma-record tayo sa class record, and para may maipakita tayo na ito yung grade ng bata. So, that's the approaches to assessment. Okay. So, as students assess their own work and or with their peers, no, they learn on their own kung ano yung subject na yun, kung ano yung lesson na yun. No? So, in short, in assessment as learning, no, balikan natin si learning, as learning, students set their targets, actively monitor and evaluate their own learning, no, in relation to their set target. If they're conscious with it, they will become self-directed or independent learners. So, Again, by assessing their own learning, they're learning at the same time. No? Ito yung skill na dapat meron yung bawat bata or bawat estudyante. No? Yung assessment as learning or the self-assessment. So I hope you learned something from this discussion. So that's the end of our discussion about measurement, assessment, and evaluation. That's it. Thank you for listening. If you have questions, you may comment down below, no, para masagot natin. Thank you.